Today we're doing a video about the CORE HL7 Postmaster. This is a hard video to get started on because this product does so much. We're going to try to give a brief overview of what it can do, but we won't be able to show everything. Perhaps we can make future videos. I'm going to invite you to pause this video for a second and read this list, and then we're going to get started. Now, everything that we do today, we're going to be using the same HL7 messages to test with. I've got it here in a file on the desktop, and I've got it open here. It's a file with 10 HL7 messages in it. This is our free CORE HL7 viewer. All of the HL7 software that you see us use today, you can download from our website at transworldscribe.com. Now, let's move on to the Postmaster. This is the CORE HL7 Postmaster. And before we get started, I'm going to do something that I never do, which is to tell you, when you install it, go to the Open Online Help and review the help for the Postmaster. You will get a lot out of here. There's a good overview of what a Postmaster is and what it does. There's information about firewalls, activation, everything that you need to work with the Postmaster. Give it a try. Now, what I've done here is I've created an empty Postmaster named Auckland. It's disabled because it doesn't have anything in it right now, no contents. All that has been done is we've set it up, named it Auckland, and it has a central distribution folder. This is where all the HL7 messages will flow through no matter what we do, and it's at this location. Now we're going to build it up just to show how this works. So I'm going to edit it. I can click here, or I can just click the picture, and I'm editing the Postmaster, and I want to add some destinations. So I'm going to give this a name, patients A to K. I'm going to enable it. I have to choose a folder. Choose that one. And now I'm going to give it some matching instructions. This is a filter. Which messages do I want to go into here? I've got one saved, and it's patient's last name begins with A through K. Save that, and now I'm going to do another one. Patient's L to Z. I'm going to enable it. I'm going to go choose another folder. That one, and then I'm going to go again and create some matching instructions. For this also, I've got a script already saved, which is for patients whose last name begins with L through Z. Click OK, save that, save your changes. Now I have a Postmaster. Whoops, let's enable it. Save my changes. Validate. Every time you enable your Postmaster and you save it, it must pass a validation. So now I have a real Postmaster. It has contents. Let's see how it works. Now, to activate this, all that I have to do is put files with an HL7 extension in this folder. But it has to be running first, so I'm going to run it locally. It makes me validate, and I start it. It's running, and there's nothing there. Here's where I come back to our file, and I'm going to export everything to a folder right there. No, I don't want to open it. I'll just look at this. We should see these files start to be processed right away. And there we have it. Pardon me. Those messages are done, dispatched to folder destination, and it's continuing to work. Let's go take a look at there in our one folder. We have 4 messages. In the other folder, we have 6 messages for a total of 10. These were the messages that begin with A to Z or A to K, and the other one is the ones that begin with K to Z. And that's its basic function. Our Postmaster takes one feed and splits it into 2 intelligently. Now let's add on to that. Now, building on what we've done before, how do messages get into this folder? You can have your own process that just drops files in, but we're going to go further and go to the data sources, and we're going to add an HL7 listener. And we're just going to name this port 9210. We're going to enable this, and we're going to set the port number to 9210. We'll leave everything else here, save our changes, and save our changes, and validate. Now we're going to run it again. And we're starting. Now for this, we're going to use our ad hoc sender. This is our free sender. We're going to open a file on the desktop. There it is, my Postmaster demo messages. There are the same 10 files. And where did I want this to go? To port 9210. If I could test the connection, it'll tell me, yes, there is a listener running. I'm going to start sending. And here we go. It's already done. Those messages have come in. I can see in my sender the responses that I got from each one. And it has already processed those messages out to the folders. But now we're going to build out on that even more. We'll keep this up. We'll minimize it. We'll cancel out of this. And we're going to do something different. What I want to do now is I want to keep all the patients whose last names start with A to K, but if their last name begins with L to Z, I need to forward those on to another client that's running a listener. So let's do that. Now, before I do this, I'm going to need a simulator to simulate the client that's going to receive the final messages. For that, I'm going to use our ad hoc HL7 listener, another free product. I'm going to create a listener on port 9510, and that's good enough. I'm going to start it up, started listening, and it's running. Now I can configure my Postmaster. I'm going to edit it again. I'm going to go to the destinations. I'm going to delete the folder destination because I don't want to use that. And I want to create a new HL7 sender destination. I'll call it to my client. I want to send it, it's running on this computer, and I want to send it to port 9510. And that should do it. Let's ping that. It says there's a listener running. And that should, I need matching instructions. So I'm going to edit the matching instructions. And which ones do I want? Well, I had already out there. I want the patients whose last names begin with L to Z. And I'm going to save this and save this. I validate it. And now it's running. Now I've cleaned out all of the folders. So this folder is empty. That folder doesn't exist anymore. And I'm ready to run it. So I'm going to run it. And now we're going to see an end-to-end. We're going to start with our sender here. We're going to have our listener over here. That's the endpoint that's going to get the patients whose last names begin with L to Z. And we start sending the messages out. Here they are coming in the front door. And there they are being sent. So we got 4 messages in there, which means we should find 6 messages in the folder destination. And that's it. Here's a complete end-to-end solution. Now we're going to end this video now. We'll do some more, but we have just scratched the surface of the things that you can do with the CORE HL7 Postmaster. We did hardly anything on this list. But future videos, read the online help, download the Postmaster today and give it a try. If you have any questions, contact us.